Imagine you're walking through a dense primeval forest. The air is thick, humid. Suddenly, the ground beneath you starts to shift. Not an earthquake, but something deliberate. Something is moving under the soil. Before you can even scream, the earth gives way, and you're pulled down into darkness. You weren't hunted, you were simply swallowed by the land itself. This wasn't the work of a monster with giant jaws or massive claws. This was the terror of the Inostrancevia, a predator that turned the very ground you stood on into a death trap. Welcome, everyone, to a journey back to the Permian period, roughly 260 million years ago. Forget what you know about dinosaurs. This was an era ruled by something far stranger, the Gorgonopsids, and the king of them all was Inostrancevia. Picture a creature the size of a modern Siberian tiger, but built differently. It had a powerful, muscular body, short, stocky legs, and a massive skull filled with teeth. But not just any teeth. It possessed a pair of enormous saber-like canines that could reach up to 6 inches long. These weren't for chewing, they were for stabbing, for delivering a fatal, piercing blow. Now, let's set the scene. The world of the late Permian was a harsh, unforgiving place. It was a supercontinent called Pangaea, dominated by vast, arid deserts and sparse, hardy vegetation. Life was a constant struggle for survival. The animals that thrived here weren't just strong, they were specialists, perfectly adapted to their brutal environment. Inostranczevia's primary prey was a group of large, herbivorous reptiles called Scutosaurus. These were walking tanks, covered in bony armor plates and spikes. They were slow, but incredibly tough to take down. A direct confrontation would be risky, even for a predator as formidable as Inostrancevia. So how did it hunt? This is where things get truly terrifying and ingenious. For a long time, paleontologists pictured Inostrancevia as an ambush predator, much like a modern big cat. They imagined it hiding in the sparse vegetation, waiting for a Scutosaurus to wander by, then lunging out for a swift kill. And that's certainly plausible. A bite from those saber teeth to the neck or underbelly would have caused massive bleeding, quickly incapacitating even an armored giant. But recent fossil discoveries have painted a much more sinister picture, suggesting a hunting strategy that is almost unique in the animal kingdom. Fossil sites have revealed something peculiar: Scutosaurus skeletons found in what appear to be collapsed burrows, alongside the remains of Inostrancevia. At first, it was a puzzle. Why would these two mortal enemies be found buried together? One theory was that the Inostrancevia was scavenging a Scutosaurus that had died in its burrow. But the positioning of the bones, the signs of a struggle, and the nature of the sediment told a different story. The Inostrancevia wasn't just finding dead prey, it was creating the traps itself. Here's the twist that changes everything we thought we knew. Inostrancevia may have been a burrower, not in the sense of living underground, but as a hunting tactic. Imagine it using its powerful forelimbs to dig a pit, a hidden cavity just beneath the surface of the soft, sandy soil along a game trail or near a waterhole. It would then conceal the entrance with loose dirt and vegetation and wait, not in the burrow, but nearby, hidden from sight. A herd of Scutosaurus lumbers by. One of them, weighing over a ton, steps on the weakened ground. The trap springs, the earth collapses, and the massive herbivore tumbles into the pit, its legs possibly broken, trapped, and helpless. This is the moment of truth. The Inostrancevia emerges from its hiding spot. There's no need for a dangerous high-speed chase. There's no need to risk injury fighting a fully mobile armored beast. The prey is immobilized, panicked, and vulnerable. The Gorgonopsid would descend into the pit with its victim. Here, in the confines of the earth, it could deliver its killing bite with precision and safety. The prey is not just killed, it's buried. It's a fresh meal, hidden from scavengers, ready to be consumed at leisure. This wasn't just a hunt, it was an execution, a calculated, cold-blooded engineering of death. Let's break down the brilliance of this strategy. First, it conserves energy. Chasing down prey is exhausting. Digging a trap and waiting is far more efficient, especially in a hot, arid climate where every calorie counts. Second, it minimizes risk. A Scutosaurus, even when injured, was dangerous. Its sheer weight and armored body could inflict serious harm. By trapping it first, Inostrancevia completely neutralized its defenses. Third, it protected the kill. In the Permian, competition was fierce. Leaving a carcass out in the open was an invitation for every other predator and scavenger in the area. By killing its prey in a pre-dug hole, Inostrancevia essentially created its own private underground pantry. This theory is supported by the anatomy of Inostrancevia itself. While not a dedicated digger like a mole, its robust skeletal structure, powerful shoulders, and strong limbs would have been more than capable of excavating soft soil. Its body plan was a compromise, fast enough to chase if needed, but strong enough to dig. It was a versatile predator, a master of multiple hunting styles. Now, let's visualize the final moments. The Scutosaurus, trapped and bellowing in panic, the Inostrancevia, approaching with a chilling calm. Its eyes, adapted for low light, would have pierced the dusty gloom of the pit. It moves in close, its massive head lowering. There's a sudden, powerful thrust as those 6-inch daggers sink into soft flesh. The struggle is brief. The hunter has won not through brute force alone, but through cunning and strategy. The ground itself became its accomplice. This wasn't an isolated incident. The evidence suggests this was a common hunting method. Multiple fossil sites show this same grim tableau, the trapper and the trapped, locked together in a final, subterranean embrace. It redefines our understanding of predator-prey dynamics in this ancient world. It shows a level of cognitive ability planning, tool use of a sort, by manipulating the environment that we don't often attribute to pre-mammalian reptiles. The reign of Inostrancevia and the Gorgonopsids was a time of evolutionary experimentation, a world filled with creatures that seem alien to us today. But their story came to a sudden, catastrophic end: the Permian-Triassic extinction event. The Great Dying wiped out over 90% of all marine species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrate species.